Okay, hi everybody. I have some words of wisdom that I would like to share with all the students who are working on their history fair projects. I feel like with our deadline so close and our kids want to make quality projects that we have some students who will be working over the weekend on their projects. A couple of things that I want to talk about. First of all, I want to talk about conveying a depth of knowledge. For a history fair project such as this, students must have some depth of knowledge about their subject. In some cases, I think our students have just kind of a cursory bit of knowledge about their topic, but they need to have a deep understanding of what happened. The topic or theme for this year is the turning points in history. And so whatever their topic is that they have chosen, they need to be able to be well versed in how things were before this turning point occurred in history. How were the people affected? What was going on at the time during that place and time? Then the turning point, what it was, how it happened, what came about, and then the outcome of it. How did things change after the turning point? Students should be able to easily be able to articulate those things. The next thing I want to talk about is particularly on the exhibits. Is for students to vary their information, particularly their pictures and images and model that they're creating. In other words, if they're doing a project based on Abraham Lincoln, then they only need to have one picture of Abraham Lincoln, and then they need to have other pictures showing other artifacts as well, such as perhaps his log cabin, something to do with the Civil War. In other words, if you have one image of something, you don't need to have a bunch. If you have a model that you have created of something, you do not need to again then have a picture of that as well on your exhibit. I do think that the last thing that you need to do is to glue down your information and images onto your exhibit board. Save that for the very last thing that you do. Work with your team, move things around, get it into the arrangement that you would like to have that's best going to convey your information. The next thing I want to talk about is the process paper. We are saving those into Dropbox. I would like your paper saved there so that I can have a look at them. I can give you some pointers, tips, whatever about them. In your paper, I think you need to be very specific. Again, talking about the theme, which is the turning point, and how it happened and what happened as a result of that. You're going to want to put not just facts that you have found, not dates, places, but how it impacted the people, how it affected society in general. You need to be able to think those things through and think about what really happened. Think causes and effects, comparing, contrasting. Think about those types of ways to use your information. It will come across as you being more of an expert on your topic, which is what you really should be at this point. I want to talk about working as a team. Our time is short. Most of you have 3 or 4 people working together. You need to have a plan for the week. You need to decide who is going to do what. Some of you may work together, some of you may split your work up, but you need to really have a plan of how to complete your project on time. A couple of weeks ago, we all looked at the rules. Each of you are responsible for making sure that your team adheres to a certain number of the rules. Each of you have a different set of rules to follow, and make sure your team follows those rules. That's very important, and you can lose points because of that. I will encourage all of you to work together on your process paper. It has 4 different sections. I think most of you divided those sections up. That's a part of your score as far as being placing in the history fair. You need to do a really great job on that paper. Spend some time on it. Let somebody at home read it and give you some pointers. Put it in Dropbox so that I can read it. And I told you to gather your sources, your resources, but we need to put those into a bibliography. So I need for you to upload those, a resource page as well, to Dropbox, and then let me have a look at it and make sure that we have it in the correct format. Okay, I'm going to show you Dropbox.com. Here's the way to get into it. It's Hamilton Gate Class plus your first name at gmail.com, and the password is Eagle2013. If you have any questions or need any help over the weekend or anytime next week, here is my email address as well as my cell phone. You are welcome to call or text me anytime, and we'll see what we can do to put our projects together. We will all be staying Monday afternoon until 5 o'clock, so you will need to ride at 5. Your projects are looking great. I'm really proud of you and excited to take you to History Fair this year. I just want you to do the very best, your personal best, on this project. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks.